Follow us on Twitter at MyNews13 Traffic. Now, the latest breaking news.
Breaking this morning, a deputy critically injured during a shootout in Brevard County. Officers were on the way to make an arrest when gunfire erupted. We have live team coverage for you this Friday morning, the latest on the investigation and how the deputy is doing. And then the man pulled from a house fire in Orlando has now been charged with starting it. What other charges he's facing?
From News 13, the morning's first news. Traffic and weather together. This is your morning news, Weather Now.
Hi, everybody. Good Friday morning. Time right now, 5 o'clock. I'm Yvette Brusual. On the bottom of your screen, more on the breaking news regarding the deputy-involved shooting in Brevard County. A live report with two reporters this morning in just a second. But right now, let's pivot for a moment. Traffic and weather together. Ryan Harper has a real-time traffic check in just a moment. Right now, Maureen McCann has a live look at your weather on the ones. Good morning.
Good morning, Yvette. Thank you. Here at 5:01, want to start out with the latest 5 a.m. numbers in from the National Hurricane Center regarding Hurricane Danny. Winds of 85 miles per hour. It has strengthened some. This is a really tiny storm in terms of radius, very tightly compact, but getting better organized, and it's still forecast to maintain that hurricane strength today as it gets a little bit closer to the Lesser Antilles. More on that forecast track coming up at 5:21. Back here at home, the radar so much quieter than about 12 hours ago. We had lots of activity yesterday, and those thunderstorms will be back again later, but not for the morning commute. Mid to upper 70s, very warm starting out, but 79 at the bus stop. This afternoon, some neighborhoods around 95 degrees, so a hot end to the work week. We'll talk about those weekend rain chances coming up at 5:11. Right now, we want to head over to Ryan Harper. He has our first check of real-time traffic. Good morning, Ryan.
Thank you, Mo. Good morning to you as well. Here at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, a couple of things going on close to downtown Orlando. You can see the flashing lights here, plus some cones along the roadway. This is State Road 408 near Orange Boston Trail. Still a right lane block from the overnight hours. Some overnight road work still going on there. Also, we're dealing with the crash in the heart of downtown Orlando as well. This is going to be I-4 eastbound near that Amelia Street exit to Colonial Drive here, and still reports of a right lane block. Traffic moving just fine throughout the area. The volume light and no major delays as a result. That's your Central Florida Hyundai dealers real-time traffic update.
Time right now, 5:02. We continue to follow breaking news this morning. A Brevard County deputy is fighting for his life right now after being wounded in a shootout. We have team coverage for you this morning. News 13's Caroline Rowland is live at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office in Titusville. But we start with News 13's Julie Gargata live now around the corner from where all of this happened on Covina Street in the Port St. John area. Julie?
Beth, Sheriff Wayne Ivey told us after neighbor complaints of prostitution, they moved in to arrest a woman at this home behind me. But that's when things took a violent turn as deputies closed in on this house along Covina Street. Around 9:30 last night, a man suddenly started shooting at the deputies. They still don't know how many shots were fired, but in that exchange, a deputy was hit.
It's just crazy to me that somebody would open fire on our deputies. They were all clearly marked. They were all wearing their tactical vests with their clear markings on the front of them. And I really don't have an idea of what prompted this at this point.
Now, deputies fired back and shot at the suspect, who was then taken to an area hospital. He is in stable condition this morning. The woman who deputies were trying to arrest for prostitution is now in custody, though she has not yet been charged. Investigators are trying to get information from that woman and will interview the man who was shot as soon as they can. Back here live, you can see the investigation does continue at this hour as they begin to collect evidence from the scene, and a couple patrol cars also here as well. With that investigation, the FDLE, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, is conducting their own parallel investigation, which is standard protocol. Beth?
Thanks. News 13's Julie Gargata live in Brevard County. News 13's Caroline Rowland continues our live team coverage at 5:04 from Brevard County at the Sheriff's Office. Caroline, when the sheriff spoke with us after midnight, he was very upset about all of this.
But officials here still not releasing many details. Well, yes, Beth, that's because his deputy was rushed to the hospital last night in critical condition, and at last check, he did tell us he was undergoing surgery. Now, at this point, that's all we know about this deputy's condition. Now, at this point, we do not know this deputy's name or how long he has been with the sheriff's office here. Now, Sheriff Wayne Ivey says their biggest priority here has been taking care of him and making sure his wife and children are taken care of. Now, Sheriff Ivey says that they are extremely grateful for the overwhelming number of calls they have received from citizens who offered their thoughts and prayers for the deputy's recovery. Now, he has asked for continued prayers as the deputy undergoes surgery and recovers from his injuries. And again, at last check, this deputy was in critical condition, and Sheriff Wayne Ivey just told us a few minutes ago he doesn't expect to have an update for us until about noon. Reporting live in Brevard County, Caroline Rowland, News 13.
You can count on News 13 for continuing coverage of the shooting, including updates on the deputy's condition, what charges the suspects could face, and any emerging details about who the trigger man is. Stay with us here on News 13. Police have arrested a father after they rescued him and his daughter from a burning home. Robert Merritt has been charged with attempted murder. Orlando police say Merritt intentionally set fire to a home on Betty Street yesterday morning. Crews saw his daughter in a window, broke it and pulled her out, and then rescued the man. He's at RMC in critical condition. News 13 has learned Merritt is in the middle of a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife. According to court documents, Merritt shares custody with his ex-wife and was supposed to return his daughter yesterday. Court documents show he refused because his ex planned to take the girl to Houston today. While this was going on, police have not released an official motive in the arson case. Testimony continues today in Bessman Okafor's murder trial. Yesterday, a survivor of the deadly home invasion Okafor is accused of leading spoke about how she had to play dead to save her life.
I crossed my hands and feet to get tied up, and it just stayed quiet.
Prosecutors say Okafor masterminded the murder of 19-year-old Alex Zaldivar just hours before Zaldivar and his two roommates were set to testify against Okafor in another home invasion case. Zaldivar's roommate, Brianna Campos, could not hold back her tears, as you just saw there, as she told her story to the jury, reliving the night she was shot in the head.
And then I heard a third shot. And then I heard someone say, "Did you miss?" So I thought they seen me moving or breathing. They don't know I'm dead. And it sounded like shuffling to walk over to my body, and I held my breath for what felt like 5 minutes. And I just lay there still as I could. And after what felt like an eternity, I lifted my head up and called out to Alex, and there was no response.
Okafor is already serving a life sentence for the original home invasion. If convicted in the murder of Alex Zaldivar, Okafor could face the death penalty. The UCF chapter of the Sigma Nu Fraternity won't be punished over a controversial video of one of its members. University leaders met yesterday and made the decision. The video shows a fraternity member chanting the word rape. Leaders did rule that student was responsible. UCF released a statement saying in part, quote, "We're working with the National Fraternity Office to help change the culture that led to this behavior." Meantime, a different UCF fraternity is under suspension. Theta Chi is in trouble for alcohol misconduct. That misconduct includes serving alcohol to minors and giving alcohol to people who were noticeably intoxicated. A teenage girl was injured after getting shocked in her East Orange County home following a lightning strike. A viewer sent us this video. You can see smoke coming from the roof of the home, which is between Goldenrod Road and State Road 417. Firefighters say the lightning strike yesterday afternoon sent a surge of energy through the home, shocking the teen as she was using a computer.
As soon as the lightning struck, the clouds dissipated and the sun was out. So basically that lightning hit and it took off.
The girl is being treated for her injuries. No one else was hurt. A huge sinkhole that reopened Wednesday morning near Tampa has once again been filled. It took 150 tons of gravel and 24,000 gallons of water to patch up the hole in Seffner. This is the same sinkhole that opened in 2013 and swallowed a man's home, killing him while he was inside. Crews filled the sinkhole with gravel after that collapse as well. Experts warn the hole could open up again in the future.
just filling it from the surface didn't address the deep down conditions.
This time, engineers say they believe they have filled the sinkhole in such a way to keep it from growing and putting any more homes in danger. County officials say using cement to fill the hole was not an option because that could have created more sinkholes in that area.
Good Friday morning, now 5:10. That's your current time. I'm Ryan Harper with a check of your real-time traffic. We are tracking a new accident very close to the downtown Orlando area. And according to Orange County Fire, this one does involve some entrapment, so there may be some road blockage here along the intersection of Bumby Avenue and Cayley. So for the meantime, you have your choices of alternates really throughout the area, including Crystal Lake Drive or even Fern Creek Avenue, just throughout the immediate area, maybe up to Curry Ford Road up here. Other than that, still tracking a little bit of early morning construction along State Road 408. Looks like we still have the right lane blocked here near Orange Boston Trail traveling in that westbound direction. That's your Central Florida Hyundai dealers real-time traffic update. Now for your next check of your weather forecast, here's Maureen McCann.
Your accurate weather experts forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
Good morning. It's now 11 minutes past the hour on this Friday, heading into the weekend with another hot day up ahead of us, and yes, another round of thunderstorms during the afternoon. We saw them yesterday a little bit later. They hung on through the evening, but they did clear the DeLand area in time for this gorgeous sunset. Thank you, Leslie, for sharing that with us. Now, we did have some wet weather rolling through your neighborhood yesterday. Watch for similar conditions today with that 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Don't forget to share your photos with us today once those thunderstorms develop. But the rain will cool you off. We'll go for about 94 to 95 degrees in some neighborhoods this afternoon. So we certainly saw some heavy downpours yesterday to cool us off. At Orlando International Airport, we picked up almost 1.5 inches of rain. Some of the radar estimates here on Storm Tracker 13 in the greater Orlando area, south side of town, closer to 2 to 3 inches, up by Oviedo, nearly 2.5 inches. So downpours possible within any of these storms that form today. It's going to be a very warm morning. When you step out the door, you'll feel that warmth and humidity. We still have high pressure in control, and that's providing some light steering winds. So any thunderstorms that develop are going to be very slow moving, capable of heavy rain. We're going to take on more of a westerly wind today as high pressure kind of relaxes off to our south and west, but that's not going to be enough to drop the rain chance entirely. Today, the coverage of rain will be a little bit lower. This high-resolution model showing the progress of the East Coast sea breeze, bringing those storms along I-95 first, and then perhaps becoming a little bit more widely scattered for the later part of the afternoon. So 50% chance of rain, hot with some neighborhoods in the middle 90s for today. Westerly winds even creating some slightly warmer temperatures at the beaches. Mid to upper 70s tonight, evening thunderstorms, and tomorrow a hot Saturday afternoon up ahead of us. 95 Orlando, 94 Sanford and Kissimmee. We'll talk about that weekend forecast in greater detail coming up next at 21 past the hour. Right now, a live look at Storm Tracker 13 Doppler radar.
They are shooting gas on residential streets.
Arrests are made after a protest in St. Louis turns violent, and officers are bracing for more protests. What sparked it all ahead, and then scientists have created a device that mimics vomiting. Find out how they hope it helps prevent the spread of a nasty virus you may have had before. That's coming up in your morning health headlines. Stay with us. We'll be right back.